Hey y'all, it's Brody, and today I am here to do the BlackAthon 2020 tag. If you're not aware of what the BlackAthon is, it is a readathon that is hosted by some very wonderful people every Black History Month, every February, where there's a focus on reading books by authors from the African diaspora. There are movie watch-alongs and reading challenges and Instagram challenges, but the Instagram challenges were also made into a book tag for YouTube. I was tagged by my friend Adriana over at Perpetual Pages. I will make sure to leave that video link down below, as well as more information about the BlackAthon so you can go check it out. Prompt number 1 is mirror image, and for this, you need to do a cover recreation or homage. I'm not going to do that. I don't have a lot of time to film today, but I did want to make this video, and I'm not going to be doing a cover recreation or homage, but instead I am going to show you one of the most beautiful book covers I have ever seen in my entire life, and that is Freshwater by Awhile. This cover is I feel like this is what my brain looks like. This is the inside of my brain. I fucking love it. I did try to read this book last year for the bookie trials, and I found it a little triggering, so I put it down and I'm waiting to come back to it. But I know that Jesse from Bow Ties and Books absolutely loves this book. I love Awhile. I really want to read Pet. And then this cover, this fucking cover. Number 2 is Slept On, a book that no one talks about. And I know that's to make some people mad. Here. I'm going to go with A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. I have seen maybe 5 people talk about this book. It's got a black Alice. It takes place in Atlanta. It's great. I loved it. 5 stars, hands down. Here's the problem, though. No one talks about this book. It pisses me off because we always talk about how oh, I'm so sick of white fantasy fairy tale retellings. Okay, then why aren't you reading A Blade So Black? Why aren't you reading the sequel? Why are you not supporting this thing that you're asking for that's right here in my hand, on your library shelves, in your bookstore, on your Kindle? Why? Prompt number 3 is call and response, and for this, a community recommendation. I am unsure as to whether this is supposed to be a book that I've heard people in the community talk about or one that I would recommend to the entire community. So I chose to go with the latter, like Adriana did. And I am going to go with one that I read last month in January, and that is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky. And this book made me cry a lot. Rick Riordan Presents books tend to do that to me. It's just some good, wholesome middle grade that if you're not reading, you really should. Just read it, please. Prompt number 4 is Black Boy Joy, which is a lighthearted comfort read. I think I'm going with the same one as Adriana on this, and that's Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. This is a new adult romancy novel that follows Alice, who has just come out to her girlfriend as asexual, and then her girlfriend dumps her because acephobia. Hot guy gets hired at the library, and Alice starts to fall in love, and it's cute and fluffy. So there are a couple of reasons that I think this is very comforting to me. I love happy characters of color. I like seeing happy characters of color on the cover. I love happy queer characters of color. This is... Thank you. I appreciate it. They're leaf blowing at my complex right now. It's so annoying. It's just cute. It's a good time. This is fluff in book form. This is book candy. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Is hashtag Black Girl Magic. For that, it's a science fiction or fantasy novel with a black protagonist. And you can probably guess what I'm going to pick. That's Slay by Brittany Morris. Y'all, oh my fucking god, I have talked about Slay so much, I'm getting excited. I'm moving the book around. Slay by Brittany Morris follows Kira Johnson, who by day is an honor student and also one of the only black students at her primarily white high school. But by night, she logs on to Slay, which is a, I don't know video game terms, but it's what's that thing called? What's that thing called that my friend made me play in high school? Kira created this game as a way for her and other people from the African diaspora to escape the racism that is so prevalent in the gaming community. But whenever a boy is murdered because of a dispute, he's killed in real life, people start to paint out the players of Slay as the bad guys. So I liked this book because it talked a lot about like why safe spaces aren't exclusionary and why it's okay for people from different, you know, marginalized groups to have their safe spaces and why that's not a bad thing. And I really appreciated it. This was one of my top books of 2019. I will leave that video in the downstairs for you to go check out if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts about it. Okay, next prompt is pose. And for those of you that talk about a Black LGBTQIA plus author or protagonist, I'm going to go with the authors. Today, I want to talk to you about Ryan Douglas. His debut novel, Jake in the Box, has been pushed back a lot. I first heard about this novel when it was bought in 2018, I believe. It's been like over a year that I've been waiting for this book to come out. Got a 2020 release date. And now it's been pushed back to 2021. I don't claim to know all the ins and outs of publishing. I never would. That's not the industry I work professionally in. However, it's a little discouraging to know that this book keeps getting pushed farther and further back. I also know that Ryan has done a lot of his own promo work rather than, you know, getting support from the higher-ups. I've been waiting for this book to come out for 2 years. Still hasn't yet. It's a young adult horror novel about a black kid who can see ghosts and the ghost of the school shooter. I've been waiting for it, y'all. Like, viscerally, like, waiting for this thing to come out. There are a lot of people who are going very hard for this book to be published right now. And if you're watching this video and you want to support someone who has, like, killed it. Like, I've read snippets that Ryan has posted on Twitter. The writing is good. Like, I'm so ready for this thing. If you want to support a queer black author, please, let's just throw all of our support behind Ryan right now. Final prompt is My Kitchen, and for that you need to talk about a book covering black mental health or disability. I'm going to go with one that I read earlier this month, and that is My Sister, the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This follows a woman whose sister has, like, murdered 3 of her boyfriends, claiming that, like, oh, they were trying to hit me. Murder. Oh, he was trying to hit me. Stab. Oh, he was trying to hit me. Stab. Obviously, Korede doesn't want to believe that her sister is killing these men out of spite, but also, once you kill 3 people, that makes you a serial killer. That's, like, the definition of a serial killer. Death and murder and drug abuse and stuff like that, but also like domestic abuse. This was not something I was expecting going into this book, was the parent abuse, like child abuse by a parent. I was not expecting it, so be wary of that going in. It's not specifically stated because this book is really short and told in like a vignette format rather than like full one strung together narrative. It's done like very choppy, short, breezy chapters. So there's not a lot of time to expand on why Ayula is killing these people, but to me it read as like abuse from her father. And I think that's what I want to touch on when I talk about this book. I do plan on covering this more in depth in a thriller video, so we'll get to that then. Just please be aware that I give this 5 stars. And also this cover. We don't hype up enough book covers with black protagonists, and it pisses me off. Comment question of the day: give me 5 recommendations of books that you love that are by black authors. If you read any of the books that I've mentioned in today's video, please let me know down in the comments, but mark your spoilers so people don't get pissed off at me. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave a yellow heart in your comment so I know that you were one of the real ones who stayed until the very end. I hope you have a wonderful whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you next time with another video. Oh shit, I forgot to tag people. Gotta catch you later. And make sure you're reading books by black authors. Thank you very much.